देवि दयाल हरि। जय जय देवि दयाल हरि। जननि सरस्वती पालय मां। जननि सरस्वती पालय मां। जय जय देवि दयाल हरि। अमले कमलासन सहिते। अमले कमलासन सहिते। अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां। अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां। चतुर्मुख भार्ये मां पाहि। चतुर्मुख भार्ये मां पाहि। वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी। अमले कमलासन सहिते। अमले कमलासन सहिते। अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां। अति अद्भुत चरिते पालय मां। चतुर्मुख भार्ये मां पाहि। वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी। वाणी सरस्वती वाग्देवी। जय जय देवि दयाल हरि। जय जय देवि दयाल हरि।
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। Humble prostrations to one and all. So in the last class, we had seen Nachiketa is given 3 boons by Lord Yamarāja. In the first boon, Nachiketa asks for the welfare and well-being of his father. In the second boon, Nachiketa asks for Agnividyā. What is this Agnividyā? That knowledge gaining which a person becomes fit, qualified to go to Svarga. So So that knowledge with which a person can go to Svarga, that knowledge is called Agnividyā. So Nachiketa said, "O Bhagavan, I have heard that you have this Agnividyā with you. Please teach me. I have total faith in this Vidya." So then Yamarāja said, "Yes, I will give you that knowledge. It is Ananta Lokaptim." It is that knowledge which can give you infinite world. It is Pratishtham, it is the very support, the very foundation of all the worlds. Vidhitvametam nihitam guhayam. Understand, this knowledge is there in the cave of the heart of all the wise people. This knowledge is there, it is present in the heart cave. So in the last class we had discussed about what this heart cave means. Heart means the very core of our being. So whenever we spend a long time practicing a knowledge, our entire personality is transformed by that knowledge. Whatever the knowledge may be, whether it is spiritual knowledge or material knowledge, our personality is transformed by that knowledge. To such an extent that we only think about that, speak about that, we love to discuss about that, then we say that knowledge has entered into the very core of our being. This you will find in all professionals especially. A musician wants to always listen to it, play that particular music, discuss about that music. Be with the people who love that music. So the whole world is that world of music, and this person loves to be in that world. He finds peace only in that world, thinking about that, speaking about that, contemplating about that. So this is true with every knowledge. Even when there is sickness, even when there is disease, this person finds peace only when the person thinks about this knowledge which this person has, dedicated his life for. So this we find. So then what happens is, when a person lives that particular knowledge, practices that particular knowledge for a long time, this knowledge as though enters into the very core of his being. So where can you find that knowledge? You can find that knowledge in the heart cave of that person. So vidhitvametam nihitam guhaya means this Agnividyā is present. Where can you find it? Not in the books. Not in books, but you will have to approach a person who has gained it. And where is this knowledge? It is there in the heart cave. Meaning, this person alone can give, the one who has gained it alone can give that knowledge, because it has to come from the heart. The possessor of that knowledge alone can give that knowledge. The possessor has become transformed because of that knowledge. This is not only true with material knowledge, even spiritual knowledge also. That's why we say Brahmavit Brahmaiva Bhavati. The knower of Brahman becomes Brahman. So what is present there? What is present there is not the individual, what is present there is Brahman. This is the meaning. In the heart, what is present? Jivatma is not there. Ahankara is not there. Then what is present in his heart? The one who has known Brahman, what is present? Brahman alone is present. His core of the being has been transformed from Jivatma to Paramatma. So what is the experience? His experience is what is there in his heart. And what is there in his heart? Only pure consciousness is there. Only Brahman is there. So therefore, we say, Nihitam Guhaya, in his heart only that is there. Meaning the whole personality has been transformed. So this knowledge, Agnividyā, Nachiketa, I will give you. So then Yamarāja went on to explain in detail what this Agnividyā is, the ritual part. So in the ritual part you have this Homakunda where you have to offer oblations. So for that Homakunda you need bricks. You have to place bricks to make that Homakunda. So every minute detail was explained. Ya ishtika, yavatirva, yathava. What kind of bricks you have to use. The length, the breadth, the size, material. How many bricks you have to use. In which way the bricks have to be arranged. All those, even the minutest details. He gave it. And this boy Nachiketa, what did he do? Sachapi tat pratyavadat. Pratyavadati. This boy also, as Yamarāja was saying it, he was literally repeating it. Meaning, he was absorbing that knowledge without any difficulty. He could remember whatever Yamarāja had said, and same thing he told back. That shows his concentration, his interest, his faith. And then what happened to Mrityu? Lord Death, Yamarāja was so happy. Mrityuhu tushtaha. He was very happy, very pleased. And then he spoke these words. What did Yamarāja say? Next verse, page number 34, verse number 16. Tamabravit priyamano mahatma varam tavehadya dadami bhuyah tavaiva namna bhavitayam agnihi srunkam chemam aneka rupam grihana. Tamabravit priyamano mahatma varam tavehadya dadami bhuyah tavaiva namna bhavitayam agnihi shankam chemam aneka rupam grihana. Yes. So Yamarāja was extremely pleased when Nachiketa, he was asked to repeat, and he repeated the whole thing as it is. So that Mahatma means great soul, that Yamarāja, priyamanaha, extremely pleased. Tam abravit. To that boy, he spoke. Extremely pleased, Yamarāja spoke to that boy. What did he say? Tava iha adya bhuyaha varam dadami. To you, now, adya, now, bhuyaha, once again, varam dadami, I will give you one more boon. Nachiketa, I am so pleased with you. I want to give you one more boon. What is that? Tavaiva namna bhavita ayam agnihi. May this Agnividyā be known in your name. Tavaiva namna. This is the one more boon, the extra boon I give you. May this Agnividyā be known as Nachiketa Vidya. May this Agnividyā be known by your name. This is the boon which I give you. And then Yamarāja was so happy. What did he do? Imam aneka rupam shrunkam grihana. He removed one necklace. And then he told Yamarāja, take this. Shrunkam means necklace. What kind of shrunkam? Aneka rupam, multi-formed. variegated, a beautiful necklace studded with gems and jewels. He just took it and said, please accept. Imam aneka rupam shrinkam grihana. Accept this necklace. So Yamarāja was extremely pleased. He named that Agnividyā by Nachiketa's name, and moreover he gave a necklace also. So here Yamarāja is called Mahatma. Tam abravit priyamano Mahatma. That Mahatma became extremely pleased. Now, what do you mean by Mahatma? The one who has Atma which is Mahan, huge, is called Mahatma. Now all these things very clearly shows us how great Yamarāja was. You will always find he is of the nature of giving, giving, giving. You see? See the greatness of Yamarāja. First he gave 3 boons. Then he gave a 4th boon, saying that may this knowledge be known by your name. Again he removed one necklace, gave him. See, this is the greatness of great people. They just love giving. Not taking, but giving. Mahatma, broad-minded. And see the greatness of this teacher. He is so happy when his student is able to absorb the knowledge. So it is said that the greatness of a teacher is that when he sees his disciple outperforming him, when he finds his disciple or student outperforming him, that is the moment when a true teacher becomes happy. My student has grown even bigger than me. He has become more learned than me. That makes a true teacher happy. So that's what we find here. Now that is a sign of Mahatma, broad-mindedness. Now see the greatness of this teacher. It is he who is giving the knowledge, and now he says this knowledge will be known by your name. Now see this. Generally what we find is the person who has invented a theory, given a teaching, that person's name is associated with that theory. So we have Newton's theory and Einstein's theory, etc., because they were the one who propounded it. They were the one who brought it out. So generally every theory, every knowledge is named after the person who gave it. I think this is the first and the only instance where the name of the knowledge is not known by the teacher, the name of the knowledge is known by the receiver of the knowledge, by the student. This, I think, is the only instance in the entire history of mankind. Now this is called as Mahatma, a liberal man, broad-minded man. Mahatma. Earlier also we have seen how Yamarāja, the embodiment of humility, of large-heartedness. Generally, realized people are called Mahatmas. The one who has known one's own Atma as Mahan, they are called as Mahatma. The one who has known one's own self as great, as infinite, as perfect. Self-realized saints are called Mahatmas. Here that definition also is applicable because Yamarāja is a Brahmajnani, he is a Brahmavidya Acharya, so definitely in that sense also he is Mahatma. So by all means Yamarāja is a great Mahatma, no doubt. So he was extremely pleased and he named this Agnividyā as Nachiketa Vidya. In next verse you will find that Yamarāja calls his Vidya as Nachiketa Vidya only. He stops calling this Vidya as Agnividyā. So he is the first one to practice it also, calls this Vidya as Nachiketa Vidya. Then what did Yamarāja do? He just removed one necklace. Shrunkam chemam aneka rupam grihana. Take this necklace. Beautiful. Aneka rupam. Multiformed, variegated. Now here, Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji says, now Srunka means necklace. Bhagavan Shankarācharya says that is okay. He might have given a necklace. But it has to be understood as karmavijñānam. So what is actually the meaning of giving necklace? So Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji says, it is possible that he must have given more knowledge. So Srunka must be understood as karmavijñānam, knowledge about karma. Now that is also appropriate meaning, because you see, giving necklace etc. it is fine in a king's court. That is okay, because people come for wealth, they perform something in front of king and the king is pleased and he removes one necklace and gives. This we normally see. All the serials and movies etc. So some musician comes, performs, and king removes one necklace and gives it. Then some dancer comes and dances, he removes, gives another. Then another person comes and gives a very good news. O king, you have become a father, the child is born, healthy. Again he removes one necklace, gives. Another soldier comes, O king, the nearby province we have conquered, happy news. Again another. So maybe that is the reason why a king, he wears so many malas, one after another he has to remove and give. So as far as a king's court is concerned, yes, that removal of necklace and giving etc. is fine, because the person who comes and gives news, he is expecting something like this. He is a desirer of wealth, the one who comes and gives. But as far as a teacher-student relationship is concerned, when a teacher is pleased with the student, what will he give? He will not keep on giving one necklace. In this case it is fine, because Yamarāja is a king, he is a Yamarāja, he is a king, so naturally he can give it. But normally when a teacher is happy with the student, what will he give? You will always find student is a desirer of knowledge, so therefore the teacher will give more and more knowledge, isn't it? What makes the student happy is not wealth. What makes the student happy is a wealth of knowledge. So therefore, a pleased teacher will give only more and more knowledge. So therefore, Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji's meaning here is appropriate. Bhagavan says this Srunkam is not, it need not be taken literally. Literally also it may be true, because Yamarāja is a king, fine. But there can be another meaning also. Necklace can mean karmavijñānam. Now what is karmavijñānam? Vijñānam, knowledge regarding karma, karmavijñānam. Now in this world, everything happens because of karma. Everything. So the law in this world is whatever karma we do, after the right time, the very same karma comes back to us as karma phala, the fruits of our action. And as a result of karma phala, we get the body, we get the mind, the senses, everything. The health of the body, the health of the mind, the health of the senses, all these depend upon our own karma. The environment, the world, that also depend on karma. So everything, our parents, surroundings, relatives, neighbors, everything is karma and karma and karma alone. So therefore, what is the most important knowledge in this world? To create a conducive environment around you, the most important knowledge has to be the knowledge regarding karma. Remember, when I say environment, the body is also included, the mind is also included, intellect, everything is included. It is not just external surrounding, but even the body is included in this term environment. So therefore, karmavijñāna is very important because everything related to me is connected to karma. So if I have this knowledge, I can make use of this knowledge in order to create a beautiful world around me. Because this world, I can directly see that this world is a cause of my happiness, superficially analyzed. So karmavijñāna is very important. There are so many mysteries in this universe which we cannot see through our eyes. One of the greatest law in this karmavijñāna is, as you sow, so shall you reap. Whatever you do comes back to you. Now this is a big law. One of the biggest law in the theory of karma. It comes under karmavijñāna. If your actions are good, good will happen to you. If your actions are bad, only bad will happen to you. Now this you cannot see through eyes. What will the eyes say? What will our sense organs say? It will just show what is happening in front. And what is the general tendency of people when they believe only their senses? The general tendency is they will say, people who are crooked and wicked, they succeed in life and good people suffer. This is what happens when we use only our senses. So you find a chain snatcher coming in the bike. So there is a poor old lady walking and this chain snatcher snatches that gold chain and then they escape. Poor lady is crying and weeping here, unable to do, she doesn't know who that person is. That person is gone and here is this chain, maybe 1 lakh rupees. Now what will the senses say? Look at this. In one shot, without any effort, this person, through his crooked means, he has earned 1 lakh and now he is enjoying his life. Now imagine. And poor lady, she is suffering. So therefore, good people suffer. This is what the senses will say. Superficially analyzed, we find that people who manipulate with the law, tamper with the law, who are corrupt, who use all crooked means to make money, superficially it appears as though they are successful. This is what our sense organs will indicate to us. But then what will karmavijñānam say? It is impossible that you live a crooked way and then you become happy. It is impossible. Now this is karmavijñānam. Somebody has to tell us, otherwise we will never know all this. These are all the mysteries of creation, the secrets of creation. Good action can only good actions can bless you. Our own wicked, crooked actions can only give pain and suffering to us. Karmavijñānam. So when we have this karmavijñānam, we make sure that all our actions are good. We perform noble actions. Again, karmavijñānam will say, see, external actions may be good, but intentions also you will have to take care. The attitude behind performing action, that is also important. Karmavijñānam will say. So when you are performing action, that action may be good, but don't have any kind of selfish, self-centered motive behind performing that action. Take care of that, because that also will decide the quality of the result. It is not just the action, it is the intention, the attitude, that also is important. So what is the best way of performing action? Noble actions must be performed, but with the intention for the welfare of the whole, welfare of the totality. Whichever action is good for everyone, do it with the intention that loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. With this good intention you do, then that action will definitely bring you blessedness, auspiciousness. Now this is karmavijñāna. Actions alone are not important, attitude also should be important. Again, when the results come to you, what should be your attitude? Let there be the attitude of gratitude and not grumbling and complaining. You see, karmavijñānam guides you. Whatever comes from life, from world, what should be your attitude? Our attitude should be, Bhagavan, thank you, thank you, thank you for whatever you are giving. But what is our attitude generally? Our attitude is, we always complain and grumble about what we don't have. Now again another law comes into picture. What is the law? If you always concentrate on what you don't have, if you always pay attention to what you miss in life, what is absent in your life, then you will be surrounded by absence. This is a law. Meaning, a person who keeps on complaining and grumbling about what he doesn't have, then he will become poorer and poorer. A person who is grateful for whatever he has, he will become richer and richer. This is the law of the universe. Whatever you pay attention to, that you get. If you are paying attention to, giving importance to absence, you will be surrounded by absence. Surrounded by absence means what? Poverty. Now this is a law. The more and more you are grateful towards cosmic forces for whatever you have got, these cosmic forces will again and again bless you with more and more, because you are thanking them. When you thank them, they become happy, they give you more. This is the way the scriptures say. But what happens when I complain? They have given something, I don't pay attention to what they have given, I only say this I didn't get, that I didn't get. So whatever they have given, they understand that this person has no value for it, so whatever is given, that also is taken away. This is a law of the universe. Suppose a poor man comes and asks for food and we give food, then that person says, hey, what kind of food you have given? It's not good at all. And he throws it. Next day when the same person comes for food, what will be our attitude? We will not give any food to him. But suppose that person, he takes the food, eats it, and with tear-filled eyes, he expresses his gratitude. Thank you very much for having given this food. Thank you very much. From the depth of the heart, if he thanks us, what will be our attitude next day? We'll be so happy in giving him, in serving him, giving him more, isn't it? So see, cosmos also has this nature. A person who thanks, who is grateful, cosmos gives more and more to that person. See, now these are all the laws which we have to be very careful. So if we know these laws, this is karmavijñānam, you know it, you can apply it to invite more and more blessedness onto your life, to attract more and more auspiciousness, to attract a better, a more conducive environment around you. This is possible only when karmavijñānam is there. I have seen a book. In that book it is said that whatever disease we are suffering from, it is because of a particular kind of negative thought we constantly entertain. So they have given the list. If this disease you are suffering from, definitely maybe it is because of this negative thought that you are suffering from this. They have written a book on cancer also like that. Which type of cancer a person is suffering, and that cancer is directly connected to a particular kind of negative thought. They have written books. Now these are all coming under karmavijñāna. What karma you do and what karma phala you get. So therefore, the point is this. The point is, when Yamarāja saw so much of interest in Nachiketa regarding Agnividyā. Now Agnividyā is also a karmavijñānam. So he gave more and more of such knowledge. Now please understand, this karmavijñānam, this Agnividyā etc. is Aparāvidyā. They are not Paravidya. Paravidya is knowledge about the self. We are not talking of knowledge about the self. So what is the difference between Paravidya and Aparāvidyā? We must know. In Aparāvidyā, you try to become happy by creating a conducive environment around you. So everything doing this will come under the category of Aparāvidyā. You try to become happy by creating a conducive world around you. So conducive world, conducive environment will include body, mind, external surrounding, everything. Here there is no importance given to the knowledge of the self. So Aparāvidyā is always about something other than you. So all the research that is happening at the body level, at the mind level, all these things will come under Aparāvidyā. What about Paravidya? You try to gain fulfillment by abiding in the self, because self is Ananda Swarupa. You are not paying attention to the environment, you just abide in the self. Self is Ananda Swarupa, therefore you experience a sense of fulfillment in your own self. Now this is Paravidya. This topic has not yet come here, please understand. So whether it is Agnividyā or whether it is karmavijñānam, they are all related to improving the external environment. So here the main focus is, if you can improve your mind, you can thus improve your external environment. Mind and environment, they are connected. Your karma and your external environment, they are connected. This is the topic which is going on. So the topic going on is Aparāvidyā. Right. So Yamarāja, he gave that necklace. He was so happy. And then what happened? Now Yamarāja is saying this, the glory of this Agnividyā which he has given. So what is the glory? Let us see verse number 17, page number 35. तृणाचिकेतस् त्रिभिरेत्य सन्धिं त्रिकर्मकृत् तरति जन्म मृत्यो ब्रह्मजज्ञं देवमीड्यं विदित्वा निचाये मां शान्तिमत्यन्तमेति। त्रिणाचिकेतः त्रिभिरेत्य सन्धिं त्रिकर्मकृत् तरति जन्म मृत्यु ब्रह्मजज्ञं देवमीड्यं विदित्वा निचाये मां शान्तिमत्यन्तमेति. Yes. So such a person, who is he? Trinachiketaha. Trinachiketaha means the one who has done or performed this ritual. Which ritual? Agnividyā ritual. So 3 times. So the one who has performed Agnividyā rituals 3 times is called Trinachiketaha. So here Agnividyā is called Nachiketa Vidya. See? Why is it called Nachiketa Vidya? Because Yamarāja has renamed as though Agnividyā as Nachiketa Vidya. So from now on, this knowledge will be known by your name. So Yamarāja is the first one who is doing this inauguration, calling Agnividyā as Nachiketa Vidya. So Trinachiketaha means the one who has performed this Agnividyā 3 times. Tribhiretya sandhim. Tribhiretya sandhim means what? Tribhihi sandhim metya. Being associated with these 3. Tribhihi. What are the 3? We will discuss later. So the one who has done Nachiketa Vidya, Agnividyā 3 times rituals, and the one who is associated with these 3. Tri karma krit, and the one who is a performer of three karmas. Tri karma krit. What happens to such a person? Janma mrityu tarati. He crosses over birth and death. Janma and mrityu. Nachiketa, the one who is a performer of Nachiketa Vidya, Agnividyā, who has performed it 3 times. Tribhiretya Sandhim, who is associated with these 3. Trikarmakrit, who has performed these 3 actions. Such a person crosses over birth and death. Then, Brahmajatnyam Devam Idyam Viditva, knowing. Idyam Devam, this worshipful Devata, which is Brahmajatnya. So, knowing this worshipful Devata, which is Brahmajatnya, Nichaya, totally identifying with it, Imam Atyantam Shantimetim, such a person attains everlasting peace. Such a person who is a worshipper of this Devata, which is known as Brahmajatnya, such a person will attain everlasting peace. Now, this is a literal translation. Now, a question may come, Tribhiretya Sandhim, associated with 3. What are those 3? 3 karma, doer of these 3 karma. What are those karmas? So, we have no idea what it is. So, we have to take refuge in Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji's Bhashyam. Right. So, one by one, these terms we will see. So, the first one is Trinachiketa. So, one meaning of Trinachiketa means the one who has done this Agnividyā ritual 3 times. This is one meaning. The other meaning is, Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji says, Tad Vijñāna, Tad Adhyayana, Tad Anushthanavan. So, 3 times doing Nachiketa means what? What are the 3 times? Tad Vijñāna, first you have to know it. Tat Adhyayana, then you have to thoroughly study it so that you are free from all kinds of doubts. So, know it, thoroughly study it, Tad Adhyayana, then Tad Anushthanavan, then do it, practice it. So, this is 3. So, this meaning also can be used here when it is said Trinachiketa. Nachiketa Vidya 3 times. Vijñāna, Adhyayana, Anushthanavan. Or it can mean 3 times doing this ritual. Both meanings are possible. So, Trinachiketa, Tribhiretya Sandhim, associated with these 3. Now, what are those 3? So, Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji says, these 3 can be of 3 types. What are the 3 types? Matra Pitra Acharyehi Sandhimetya, this is the first one. Veda Smriti Shishtehi Sandhimetya, this is the second one. Or Pratyaksha Anumana Agamehi Sandhimetya. So, 3 possibilities are there. The mantra says associating with the 3. Now, what are the 3? So, Bhagavan Shankarācharyaji says there are 3 possibilities in these 3. There can be triplets. So, what are the 3? The first one is Matra Pitra Acharyehi Sandhimetya, associating oneself with Matra, mother, Pitra, father, and Acharya, Guru. This can be the 3 sandhis. Or Veda Smriti Shishta. Veda means here Shruti. So, Veda, Shruti, or Smriti, or associating with Shishta. Shishta means the wise people. Being associated with Shruti, Smriti, and the wise people. This is the second possibility. Or the third one, Pratyaksha Anumana Agamaihi Sandhimetya. Pratyaksha means what you see. Whatever knowledge you gain through pratyaksha, through sense perception, that is pratyaksha. Anumana means inferential knowledge. Pratyaksha, Anumana, third one, Agamaihi. Agama means scriptures. So this can be the third possibility. So now we will see the first one. Matra Pitra Acharyehi Sandhim Etya. So the one who is associated with mother, father and acharya. The one who possesses mother, father, acharya. So what is the role of mother in our life? When a baby is born, this baby is a tender baby, tender age. So therefore a tender mother is necessary to bring up that child, isn't it? The mother teaches us how to clean ourselves, how to feed ourselves, how to clothe ourselves, all the basic lessons we learn from our mother. So that's why it is said, mother is our first guru. So in that tender age, we need lot of softness and sweetness and tenderness. Mother provides that. She is an embodiment of sacrifice, embodiment of love, embodiment of compassion, embodiment of forgiveness, embodiment of patience. All great virtues you can think of, you can find in that mother towards the child. In fact, when we understand the glory of mother, we understand that yes, if there is a mother which is existing on this earth, then definitely there has to be a God who has created this mother with all these virtues which we see in mother, isn't it? So greatest proof that God exists is the existence of a mother who is an embodiment of all virtues. It is because of that mother that a child who knows nothing, that child grows up in that tender care of that mother. So the Vedas, what are they saying? Recognize this great blessing. The presence of a mother, the love of a mother, that care of a mother, recognize this greatness. A mother is irreplaceable. So this is the role of a mother. So as the child grows, slowly the child is molded by father also. Now father's personality is a different personality. He is more strict. He is more discipline oriented. He is more rational. Now this is another aspect. So the child has to be molded by the father also. That association with the father also is important. Otherwise what will happen? All the time compassion and forgiveness and sympathy. Then what happens is the child becomes pampered. He becomes lazy. He becomes irresponsible. He becomes lethargic. And finally he becomes a good for nothing fellow. See? All these virtues like sympathy, compassion, forgiveness, they are good. But all the time they are not good. Because these virtues can spoil a person also. So then you need the other side. What is the other side? Strict. Father represents strictness. Father represents discipline. Now that kind of personality is also needed for the child to mold itself. So on one side the tender feelings, on the other side strictness and firmness. So together the child is molded. So they say how the child is molded. So the example is given is how that potter makes the pot. So how does he shape the pot? So on one side he keeps one hand like this, giving support to the clay. With the other hand he shapes the clay. So the supporting hand is mother and the shaping hand is father. Both the influences are necessary for a child to grow into a healthy personality. On the one side you have mother with all kinds of emotions, on the other side you have father with a reasoning personality. Mother guides the child through emotion, father guides the child through reason, through logic. Now both are necessary. Mother's is heart, father's is head. So both head and heart, they are necessary to mold the child. It's important. So the one who has grown in the loving care of mother and under the strict discipline of father, he is indeed blessed. This is what is being said. Both are necessary. And both are irreplaceable also. But along with it, Matra, Pitra, and the third factor is Acharyahi. There is something which mother and father, both of them cannot give. And who can give? Only an Acharya, only a Guru, a person who has the spiritual knowledge, only that person can give. What is the ultimate purpose of life? Only Guru can give. What is Punya, Papa, right and wrong, Dharma, Adharma? Regarding all this, only a Guru, a person who is trained in the spiritual knowledge, only that person can give this knowledge. So therefore, the influence of an Acharya is also a must. So influence of mother, influence of father and influence of Acharya, then we can say his life is complete. Then we can say he is indeed a blessed person, the one who has got the influences of these three. So this is one possibility of Tribhiretya Sandhim, associated with these three. The second possibility is Veda, Smriti, Shishtaihi Sandhim Etya, associated with Veda, Smriti and Shishta. So Veda here means Shruti. Shruti means that which is heard. So all the Vedic teachings, the Upanishad, etc. comes under Veda here, Shruti. So whatever mantras we have in the Vedas, they are not composed, they are heard. That's why the name Shruti. So this Rishi, in the seat of meditation, he heard these mantras from the Supreme Lord because he was tuned to the Lord, therefore he could hear. So Rishi is only a receiver, he is not a composer. So that's why Veda mantras are also called as Apaurusheya. Vedas are also called Apaurusheya. Apaurusheya means where there is no involvement of Purusha, where a Purusha does not interfere in producing this knowledge. So such texts, scriptural texts, are called Veda or Shruti. Then we have another text called Smriti. Smriti. Literal word Smriti means memory. So what are the Smriti Granthas? All those Paurusheya Granthas are called Smriti. For example, Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, they are all Smritis. It has come from the memory of somebody. It has been composed. So Bhagavad Gita, is it a Shruti or a Smriti? Though this Bhagavad Gita is nothing but Bhagavan's knowledge, Bhagavan gave it, but because Vyasacharya elaborated upon that knowledge, there is a human interference. So therefore, even Bhagavad Gita comes under Smriti only. If there is a human being who has composed it, then that is Smriti. Smriti means Smaranam. Smaranam means memory. If something is written from human memory, if it is composed, then it is called Smriti. Now a question may come, if Shruti is there, what is the need of Smriti? Now there are certain aspects where elaboration is necessary. So then some great Acharya like Vyasacharya comes and writes, elaborate. Certain knowledge is given in the Shruti. Maybe it has to be reinterpreted according to the changing times. So therefore some Acharya comes and writes Smriti Grantha. So Smriti's content is nothing but Shruti's content only. But for more ease of practicing it, Smriti Granthas were written. So, Shruti, Smriti, and the third one is Shishtaihi. Shishta means the noble ones in the society, the cultured ones, the wise ones. Now a question may come, if Shruti and Smriti is there, then why should you include this? Now we must understand there are so many situations in life, practical situations, you don't know what to do. So then what you have to do is, you have to just follow those great ones. In the past, how did they face this situation? So whatever they have done, we follow the same thing. Anupashya yatha purve pratipashya tata pare, it was said earlier. So whenever you are confused in a certain situation, and when you are not getting a proper guidance through Shruti or Smriti, then you see the Shishta, the great ones. How did the great ones, the noble ones, they behave in a similar situation? That is why we have so many stories in Mahabharata, in all those Puranas, in Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, all these Granthas contain lot of stories. And all these stories are nothing but case studies. In such a situation, how did this great man behave? For example, Matrudevo Bhava. This is what the Shruti and Smriti will say. But then, there are times when your mother will ask you to do something unrighteous or wrong, adharmic, because she is so attached to you. So then should you obey your mother? Now you are confused because Matrudevo Bhava is also said. Then what has to be done? See the Puranas, see the stories. How did the great ones behave? So you find the case of Bharata there. He disobeyed his mother. His mother wanted him to be the king, but he disobeyed. Now that is the right conduct given by the Shishtas. So very many times we are guided by what the great people have done. Shruti and Smriti, they give only a general instruction, but when we need a specific line of action, then when they are of no use, when they are confusing, so then we have to follow the Shishta. Sometimes you will find some instruction, Shruti, superficially it appears as though it is contradicting the Smriti. Shruti is telling something, Smriti is telling something else, then again we are confused. In all those times what we have to do is just follow the great ones who experienced the same situation in the past. So take guidance. So that is why this term also has come here. So Veda, Smriti, Shishtaihi, Sandhim, Etya, being associated with these three. So such a person also is a blessed one. The one who has the knowledge of the scriptures and the one who has lived with some great masters and who has gained inspiration from such living with such great masters. Indeed, such people are indeed blessed. And the third one is Pratyaksha Anumana Agamehi Sandhim Etya. Pratyaksha, that we see. So these are the three types of knowledge we have. Pratyaksha, Anumana and Agama. So whatever knowledge we gain from the world through our sense perception, then that is called as Pratyaksha. This flower is red. How did you know? I saw it. Okay. No, that is Pratyaksha knowledge. Pratyaksha Jnana. Prati Aksha, that which is in front of Aksha. Aksha means eyes. Here Aksha also means the sense organs. So what is in front of the sense organs? So senses are exposed. You see it, you hear it, you smell it, you taste it, you touch it. Thus you gain this knowledge. So that knowledge is called Pratyaksha. And that's a very important knowledge. Very many times we read some place in some book. So that's a, what you call, that is also a knowledge. You have read it in a book or you have heard from someone. But when you go to that place, for example, Himalayas, you have read about Himalayas, you have heard about Himalayas, but when you go to that place and stay there for some time, then you have the Pratyaksha Anubhava of Himalayas. Now that knowledge cannot be compared. Any amount of book reading or hearing will not do. You have to go there and then you have to directly experience it. This is called as pratyaksha-jnana. People who have gone all around the world, they have seen people, they have seen different cultures, they have been with different people of different cultures. Their understanding about the world will be so different from another person who has never gone out of his village or out of his home. His understanding will be very small. So pratyaksha is a powerful means of knowing. But then there is another means of knowledge which is called as anumana. Anumana means inference. There are very many things in this world you cannot know through your senses. Senses have got its limitations. There are so many high frequencies which we are not able to hear. There are so many things which we cannot see with our naked eyes. Small microorganisms we cannot see. Far away the stars we cannot see. The eyes have got its limitation. The ears have got a limitation. So all these senses have their own limitation. And moreover, it is not necessary that whatever the senses show, it has to be right. It is not necessary. The blueness of the sky, the eyes are showing blue color, but actually there is no blue color there. In the science, science experiments, we do this. A bowl of water is kept, a spoon is put, and then you find that the spoon is bent. So what the eyes are showing, it shows a bent spoon, but actually it is not bent. Mirage waters, there is no water there, but the eyes are showing water. So in this way you will find that you cannot completely trust your senses. So in all such cases, we use this knowledge, anumana. So what that anumana is, it's a big topic. We will see it tomorrow. All this, a lot of discussions necessary for this verse. So in detail, we will see in the next class. Okay. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.